everybody in podcast land, and welcome to the next episode of the Dental Practice Fixers podcast. I'm your co-host, Dr. Richard Maddow, and I'm here with...
I am Dr. David Maddow. How are you all doing? If you're watching the video of this, you can see that Rich has this t-shirt that says the Maddow Center for Dental Practice Success. Wow, I want one of those, man. How do I get one?
If you're really, really good and you refer 20 people to the podcast, I'll send you one. It's funny. I know we're both fans of Morning Brew. It's like a daily news digest, kind of millennial style. It's a little bit snarky, but sums up a lot of different financial news stories every morning. And the way that they grew apparently is, if you refer to them, you get like coffee mugs and t-shirts and swag. The more referrals you do, the more you get. So great lesson. People love to refer if they're given a little reward, don't they?
Absolutely. So I do love it. And by the way, some of our listeners might be saying, well, wait a minute, I thought this podcast is only audio. I listen to it on iTunes. Well, yeah, it's audio, but if you go to YouTube and just do a search for the Dental Practice Fixers podcast, you'll be able to not only listen, but watch us as we're in action in our studios doing this live. So be pretty cool.
Our studios today are my home and your home. I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. You're in Salt Lake City, Utah. And through the magic of electronics, we're here together, both in audio and video. It's amazing. Hey, Dave, I don't know if you want to address this, but there is a little bit of a rumor going around in dental practice fixers land. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I do. It's funny. I was just going to say that because I mentioned the name of our show, the Dental Practice Fixers, which we've been doing for, I don't know, Rich, what do you think, about 2.5 years, something like that? Maybe. Something like that. But the show has kind of morphed into, we used to talk about a whole lot of different things, but the most popular segment on our show has always been our secret shopper calls. So, Rich, we've been talking over the past couple of weeks, and we said, the Dental Practice Fixers name doesn't necessarily these days reflect exactly what the show is about. So you and I are kind of having some back of the room talks, and we're kind of coming up with a possible name change and rebrand, which could be really, really cool.
Could be, or as they might say, we're kind of spitballing some back of the envelope stuff.
It's definitely back of the envelope, but it's going to be front of the envelope pretty soon.
You say envelope, I say envelope. I don't know. Growing up in the same house, you think that those words could be pronounced either way. You think we both say them the same way.
I know. Wait, how do I say? I say. Did I say envelope?
I think you said envelope. I say envelope. Both proper from what I know, but yet slightly different.
Well, growing up in our house, first of all, so how would you say here's because there's a quiz. How would you say the word exam growing up in our house?
Exam.
Okay, that's the way I say it too. But Mom, do you remember how Mom has always said, she said, hey, Rich, do you have a blank tomorrow?
I don't think she's ever asked me that. I didn't know there was more than one pronunciation for the word exam. Exam?
Rich, do you have an exam tomorrow? Do you have an exam?
Picture Mom saying exam.
Do you have an exam?
No, I have an exam. I have a test. One time she asked me if I had a quiz. I didn't know what she was talking about. I thought it was a quiz.
We can go on and on because I think she's going to be calling you on Monday. Monday or Tuesday.
I think that's a Baltimore accent. Don't you think?
I hate that.
Monday, Tuesday.
Monday. I'm going to see you on Monday. I hate that. I can't stand it.
The toughest Baltimore accent word, I think most Baltimoreans would agree on this, is water, which we pronounce in Baltimore water, like it rhymes with order. Like I'm going to order some water. And as you get out of Baltimore and do more traveling and become more worldly, I guess you've learned that some people don't even know what you're saying when you say water with like a real Baltimore accent. So I think I've kind of changed it, not because I want to be hoity-toity and diss my Baltimore roots. I don't want to do that at all. But people couldn't understand it.
It just sounds weird. Water. Hey, not to change this, but I got an idea, Rich. When I'm drinking my tea and I'm watching in the screen here. Of course, if you're watching on video, you can see this. But I'm thinking once we rebrand with this new name that we're talking about, I think we should both have coffee cups or tea cups that actually have the like on the Today Show, they've got the whole.
Well, we have Maddow Brothers mugs. I use that on the show every now and then. My favorite, of course, is my peace sign mug, which I have right now. But I will stop using the peace sign mug when we rebrand to get mugs made. I'm in. And then
we got to get mugs made.
And if you refer people to our new name podcast, we'll send you a mug too.
I'll tell you something. We're going to do that. I don't know if you're kidding or not. We are doing that. That's a
Why would
great
I be
idea.
kidding? We're going to mug you.
I think you might be kidding, but we're doing it.
Get mugged. Get mugged by the Dental Practice Fixers, except it won't be the Dental Practice Fixers.
I'll tell you something. Make a note of that. I love it. I'm in. That is front of the envelope. Totally front of the envelope.
Okay, let's do our first call.
Okay, here we go.
Can I help you?
Hi, Leah. Could you tell me if you're accepting new patients, please?
Yes, we are.
You are? Okay. And how does that work usually for like a first visit?
Are you having any problems with any teeth or just for a checkup and cleaning?
Yeah, no, I'm not having any problems that I know of.
Okay. I mean, we can just set you up for, a day or time that it's convenient for you. You come in and we do the exam, x-ray, and cleaning, and then go from there.
Cool. Okay, great. What I'm going to do is check with my wife and my family. We just kind of moved into town, and I'll check my calendar, and I'll get back to you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Take care.
Great. Same to you. Thanks. Bye.
I like to take care. That's nice. Okay, take care.
Take care.
Take care. I mean, the only way she could have topped that was to say, take good care. You know, some people say that? Okay, take good care.
Take good care.
Of what? Take good care of my baby.
I thought, well, go ahead. You go.
I was going to say, we talked about this either last episode or a couple episodes ago. The call that you just wait for, is a new family's moved into town.
All day long.
Yeah.
I thought, first of all, I will say she was very pleasant, very nice. And I think the doctor should be proud of her, having somebody this is like, she just, I could feel her smile. I could feel that she actually wanted me to come into the practice. However, she given the opportunity, she didn't take it to that next step, which would have given her a passing grade for sure, because I really liked her a lot.
I liked her too. She didn't even come close to taking it to the next step.
No, that's the thing, not close.
Now, see, here's the thing, and we talk about this in our seminars too. Don't forget who's in charge of the call. Team members, you are in charge of the call. Just because this person, this potential new patient, didn't segue it into an appointment, it's up to you. You're in charge. It's your job to then say, of course we're seeing new patients. We'd love to see you. You'll love coming here. Dr. blah, blah, blah is so fantastic because blah, 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 blah. Can you come in at 2 p.m. today or maybe 11 a.m. tomorrow? You're in charge of the call. Don't let the patient lead you.
But somebody listening to this show today, Rich, might say, well, yeah, but the caller said, I need to check with my family and with my calendar, and I'll get back to you. So how do you handle that? I mean, they obviously did not want it. They were not ready to schedule an appointment. So what do you do in that case? Okay,
well, first of all, it's possible that if she hadn't given the caller a chance to say that, she could have, they just said that at the end, kind of trailing off.
Right.
She could have said, of course we're seeing new patients, and then you said a little bit about yourself. Then, well, let me tell you about our practice, blah, 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 telling you all this great stuff you never heard before. Let's get you in for an appointment. And give 2 good times. And you may never have said that. But if she said that, she could have said, well, I'll tell you what, let's reserve some time for you. Let me get our information and we'll reserve some time. And then after we hang up, you can check and hopefully you can keep these times, just something. And at the very, very, very least, we're not saying this is your first thing that you want to do, but at the very least, get their contact information and find out a good time to call them back. We call that the mini appointment. So if you really do need to check your schedule, your carpool, whatever, at the very least do that. Now this person's gone. They never existed.
Right. And if she would have even just answered the first question with something like, and we've been teaching this for quite some time, something like, wow, thanks so much for calling. It sounds like you're looking for a new dentist. Well, guess what? You've found the right office because nobody else is doing that, and that will stick in the caller's mind for sure. Even if they don't schedule that day, she'll, like you just said, she'll get the contact information. She'll reach out to them again. But again, making them feel good. This is the right office. We're for you. And that wasn't done.
The whole check my schedule thing can be kind of a default, like the call's about to end, and that's what you say.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's pretty rare that towards the end of a call like that, the potential patient says, okay, I'd like to make an appointment. Can I come in tomorrow? It happens rarely.
It happens.
So you've got to guide them in that call.
Right. So the whole point of this, I think, is of course she was very kind, but totally take control and make the caller aware that you've called the right place. You're looking for a new office. We're for you. That is like just so crucial. But again, nobody's doing that.
Nobody's perfect.
So,
how can we fail someone who's so nice? I think we have to.
We have to. It's pass fail. She can't pass.
I mean, like if the nicest person in the chemistry class gets a 30% on the exam, you have to fail them. It doesn't matter how nice they are. If that's what their score is on the exam.
Periodically, right, you have to.
right on the table.
Right. So, okay, well, I love her. She was kind, but she has to fail. But if we call that office again in a month or so, we'll give her another shot. Maybe she'll pass, because I really want to pass her.
Let's call again. Maybe we should send her a copy of the podcast. We don't really keep a record of who we called, unfortunately. Full disclosure. Yeah, I'll admit it, right? We really don't. Like if somebody says, hey, I listened to that episode from December 8th, 2019, well, who's up? Well, we wouldn't tell you anyway, because we're not allowed to do that.
Totally confidential.
But the fact is, we don't even know. Should I have admitted that live? So
we don't have to. You know why? Because, like we've always said on the show, we don't make 30 calls and take like the one of the best. We make a call, and 99.9% of the time it's the one we're going to use. They fail. Unfortunately, we want more people to pass. So it's like we don't keep a whole log. We just make a call and that's it.
That's it, baby. That's it. Hey, we just did our Insider's Guide to Dental Practice Success at the Star of the South meeting in Houston. We met so many great people there. It was just fabulous. Great hosts. And speaking of great hosts and nice people, we did the same seminar a few weeks before that at the Rocky Mountain Dental Convention in Denver. So if you heard about the Dental Practice Fixers podcast at either of those conventions, welcome. We're so glad to have new listeners that we actually met in person. But other people have said, hey, can you come to my meeting? And some people think like we only do the big name meetings where they're going to put 1,000 people in the room. And it's absolutely not true. We do all kinds of meetings. We speak at small study clubs, county organizations, whatever it is. As they say, size doesn't matter. We'd love to come speak at your meeting. So if you are in a group that brings in speakers, if you have any influence in that group, or even if you're just a participant and you want to say to the person in charge, hey, let's bring the Matter Brothers to town. We'd love to hear about it. We want to come to your town and do either a full day Insider's Guide to Dental Practice Success or anything you want. We can do a dinner meeting, a keynote, a half day. We're flexible. We do yoga. So if you want to find out what it's like and how easy it is to bring us into your meeting, study club, group, whatever it is, we have a brand new, it's called a virtual speaking packet. It's all online. Just go to matto.com/speaking. It's matto.com/speaking, and you can find out all about it. If for some reason you forget that, we're always here at info@matto.com. So we'd love to come and visit your group in person. It's a ton of fun. We're easy to work with. Guarantee everybody will not only have a fantastic day, but learn tons of practice building tips.
And there's a reason that for the past at least 20 years, we've gotten 5-star reviews whenever we come in and speak to a group. It's just, it works really well. So we love to speak to your group. You
can see some actual testimonials on that site too. So check it out. Give us a shout.
Excellent.
That kind of rhymed. Check it out. Give us a shout. You'll find out what we're all about.
Oh, I love it. By the way, before we get into the next call, our VIP list is growing because people that are listening, it's growing because people are interested. People want to find out more. We do about a 20-minute show every week or so, and there's great stuff in their calls. But dentists and team members want to know more. They want to know more about how to build their practice. They want to know more what we have to offer, what we have to teach. And so the easiest way is to just get on our VIP list. You'll get our newsletter. You'll get some other things from us that just really are geared to helping you grow your practice and be happier in what you do. The way we do it, it's simple. You simply text the word VIP to this number, 443. Rich is doing it right now as I see. 443-312-2014. And people say, well, why do I have to text? Well, I'll tell you why. Because right now, wherever you are, you have your device with you. You can easily do it. It'll take you 5 seconds to text the word VIP to 443-312-2014. Now, if you have some extra time, throw in your email address as well. That'll make it easier for us to get to you. But if you don't worry, we'll reach out to you. We'll get the information we need. But it's all free. Become part of our VIP family. We've got so many docs that are doing this, and they're just learning a lot from the Maddow brothers.
All right, so let's do our next call. We'll give a little warning. This call's kind of long, but stick with it because you'll see like some people just talk too much. And this person, very nice, but she just kept going on and on and on and on, just going into these weird segues, whether a question was asked or not. Oh, you got to hear it to believe it. So let's do our second call of the week. Hey, I've got a question for you. I'm calling actually on behalf of my dad. He wears dentures, and he's not real happy with them. And I know we've seen commercials where the dentures can be placed in more permanently. Do you do things like that there?
Do you mean like putting implants in, and then they attach the plate to the implants? So he would have to see an oral surgeon or another doctor that puts the implants in, and then after that, then that takes time to heal, and then after those heal, you come here, and he would make the plate that goes on there. They are pretty expensive.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
When you say they're expensive, you mean the implants or the plate?
It's both altogether. They're the implants are the most expensive part of it. Yeah, and then the plate snaps on to those posts that they put in,
right,
to hold it in place.
I mean, you're talking like hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands when you say expensive.
Probably maybe 10 to 15,000.
Wow. Okay. But they were
the traditional plate, the one that comes in and out. We make those. Those are $1,500 a plate, so it would be $3,000 for a set. But we do refer people down to affordable denture, and because that's all they do, and they make them there, and so they're a little less expensive. But those are, again, the kind that just come in and out like a standard denture. The ones that are anchored by the implants are expensive.
Different story, huh? Is a plate the same thing as a denture when you say plate?
Yes.
A plate's the same thing. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to figure out what to do then.
Yeah, like I said, if you need just a regular set, we could do that, or you can give affordable denture. I think it's 1-800-DENTURE. We have the closest one here is in St. Clairsville, and we've had patients that go down there for that.
Wow, do they do a better job than you? I mean, if that's all they do.
I've heard both. Some people are like, I think what happens is you're used to an old set, and then when you get a new set, because we get that here, you've been using this old set for 20, 25 years, then you get a new one, and it's a complete adjustment. I mean, they feel different. Some of them just can look a little different because they use different size teeth. Like, there's all kinds of things that play into that. So it varies. Now, if you do have them here, you have them there, he can't, because when you first get them, they're sort of under warranty, so he can't do any adjustments. Normally, when they get a brand new set, it takes several appointments to get the adjustments just right. Now, for us, there's no charge for any of those. After, we put them in, and they find, rubbing, come back in, he adjusts them. But if you were to go down there, or even anywhere else, if they're brand new, he can't mess with them, or you void your warranty with where you purchased them.
Got it. Sounds just like your car. If you take your car to the independent mechanic, it voids the warranty. Yeah.
So, we've had patients where he puts them in, and they're coming back for like 2 months and once a week to get them. It just depends. And then there's others that they fit fine. Because everybody's mouth's different. And, you know, if one little spot's rubbing you, of course he tries to make sure they're adjusted properly before you leave. But once they settle, even once they kind of warm up in your mouth, they can get a little more pliable, and then, oh, there's a rub spot. So but all of those, again, are part of the whole cost of them. We don't charge for any.
Wow, maybe he should just stick with what he's got. I don't know.
How old is he?
He is in his mid-80s.
It is hard.
Yeah.
The ones that we have had that are elderly like that, it is a huge adjustment, and they end up getting very frustrated. And
I understand. He's in good health, though. You know, I mean, he probably will live much longer.
Did they break or?
No, it's just. I think after seeing, you know, the commercials for the kind where they're more permanently fixated, it just looks a lot better. Yeah.
Well, too, with that, they have to surgically put that implant down into the bone. They put 4, one on each side, top and bottom. So then that has to heal anywhere from like 3 to 5 months. And then once it's healed in the bone, the doctor that put it in, you got to go back. He uncovers it because the skin will grow over it as it's healing. He uncovers those. Then you come here and we make an implant, we make an impression just like we would for any other normal denture. And then once that's, but they're a little more involved, so the lab fee's a lot more expensive. And
yikes.
Yeah, so that's where they get, but, you know, the healing of even the implant, you have to take into consideration if he's even going to heal from those. And, you know, if they fail, you know, the money and the pain that you went through, you know what I mean? Because they're actually drilling it down into the bone, what they do is essentially create like a root, a tooth root that drills down in there, and then that once that heals, it's anchoring the plate that snaps on it. But the few that we've done here, like, they're pretty expensive.
They're expensive. Wow. Okay. This has been quite an education.
It's not just the cost of the plate or the dentures. It's the cost of the implants. And they're usually, like, let's say you lost a tooth and you want to fill it in with just a regular implant. They're, between the other doctor and our doctor, they're about $3,500 a tooth. So, you know, they're just an expensive route to go right now. And some insurances are covering them. But if he doesn't have insurance that has that benefit, that would be all out of pocket to him. And that doesn't even include if they use anesthesia on him while he's there. You know, that's a whole separate cost.
It adds up.
Really expensive.
I mean, he's pretty comfortable. He's retired. He's got I wouldn't say he's got nothing but money, but he's pretty well off. So I'll have to discuss all that with him. But thanks so much for all this information.
Okay, no problem.
And what's your name again?
Patty.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, Rich. I don't even know where to start, man.
She sure didn't either.
I don't know where to start. First of all, I didn't know Dad's dentures were loose.
Well, from the grave. He didn't wear dentures.
He didn't.
No, he had pretty decent teeth for someone who passed at his age. Considering he has 3 sons who are dentists, he better have decent teeth. She said so many things that were they're expensive. That could be $15,000. Something that really confused me was, well, we can refer you to affordable dentures, but we also do them here. It's like, well, if you do them there, why are you referring me somewhere else? It made no sense. Nothing she said made any sense.
Okay, I didn't understand that part. Why? Was it purely a financial thing that she would refer to somebody in another community to affordable dentures? Was it only financial? I didn't understand that part. Why are they referring out?
She was kind of insinuating, yes, we do dentures here, but there's another place that does them better and cheaper. So why the heck would you ever come here?
Unbelievable. I mean,
yeah, she
should have been fired for that immediately.
And I also love the way she called them plates. Does anybody still use that term?
Well, I think where I used to practice in Glen Burnie, they used to call them plates all the time. I need a new plate, Doc.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah, they call them plate. I need a plate. Doc, I'm here for a plate. I'm here for my plate.
I don't don't think I've heard that term for 30 years. I'll bet some of
That was 30 years ago, though. That's the problem.
Some of our millennial listeners, and even people a little older, would have no idea that a plate means a denture. Like if a patient called there and said, "I need a new plate," they would send them to to the Macy's Home Goods store. I don't know.
Well, the funniest thing is when you said to her, I said, "Well, let me get this straight. Is a plate the same thing as a denture?" a plate.
You need a plate.
Okay, now she did something. She repeatedly did something that I don't think we've addressed it on our show. And it's something that's bothered me probably for 30 years. And so I want to bring this up because obviously some people are doing this because she did it. And it's when she refers to the doctor as he. Well, he's going to do this. You come back and he'll do this or he'll do that or why don't you say you come back in and the doctor will take care of you. The doctor will adjust it. The doctor will make your plate, if that's what you want to call
your plate.
But it's
maybe
like,
the plate and the pronoun go along with one another.
But you've heard this before. Like, of course, come back in and he'll look at that tooth or he'll do that or he's busy. I mean, the doctor is going to look at it. The doctor is going to make the adjustment.
Or even come back in and Dr. Jones will take a look at that.
Right, exactly.
Or Dr. Jimmy, whatever the doctor goes by. Dr. Jimmy and Mr. Jim will look at it.
Shut up.
That's what I wanted to say to her. Oh my God, she was, and then she got into if you made it through the call, which you probably did because you're still here listening to us.
If you're listening to us, you made it through the call.
She starts talking about like warranties and if you get it done there, but you need to come here for an adjustment. That violates the warranty. Like what the heck?
I know. I could not believe it. Sounded like a used car place, like with a service warranty.
It was just horrendous. And
warranty.
The reasons we play these, though, is because this was a call to a real existing dental practice. It wasn't a fake, Unbelievable.
I don't know what to say. Well, I'm going to fail her, I hate to say.
A big fail, and wasted 7 minutes of our lives. But it wasn't a waste because we can learn from it.
Right.
All right. With that said, I think we better sign off. Thanks so much, everyone, for being a listener to the Dental Practice Fixers. Tell your friends. I'm Dr. Richard Maddow.
I'm Dr. David Maddow. We will definitely see you next time.